Hello and welcome back to Against the Storm. In our last mini-series, we played through the town Acio. And before that, we played through 3 towns in a experimental way, where I played through them without any commentary besides introduction and outro. And we played them all in one session, and then we played through Acio during the Seals... I forgot what it's called now. The Sealed Contracts update. But today we're here with the Sealed Forest update. We've been anticipating and awaiting eagerly this update. We played through these 4 towns in the way we did in order to get to this point. And it's all led to this. We have the Sealed Forest update. We have the brand new biome with all of its intricacies and different mechanics and completely different way of playing the game almost, which is kind of compelling and interesting. And I'm ready to get in there. So we're going to start a new town here in the Sealed Forest. We have a couple of choices in terms of the distance or the position where we can go. They have the same effects. They're identical to each other. The only difference is that this one overlaps by 1 tile with Ulcom's claimed area. So this one makes this one a little bit better over here, where we can get 91 food stockpiles instead of a mere 78. But before we do that, we should go into the Smoldering City and the upgrades tree and take a look at what upgrade we might want to do next. We have a few choices. We were looking at a few choices to try and find one that looked good as far as what we might want to spend. And I think we also kind of talked about this one with the worker capacity, +1 carry capacity. That affects everybody, whether they're harvesting at at one of the gathering camps, where when they carry stuff back to storage, they can carry 1 more, or they're farming, or they're working at a crafting building or production building, or they're clearing glade events. They all get some benefit from this carry capacity. So I think this is the best thing to do. But we can always do something else next time. Assuming we get food stockpiles. It says we get food stockpiles for this. So there's a lot of differences to the Sealed Forest. First of all, there are additional effects that are specific to the Sealed Forest. Abyssal Revenge. Are those faces in the trees? Woodcutters don't increase hostility, but every 10 felled trees add 2 hostility points. The patch notes... Oh, it did say 10. Oops, I misread when I did the patch note read. Every 10 felled trees add 2 hostility points, and hostility scales based on difficulty. So, of course, at Viceroy, we're at a 3x modifier, I think? I can never remember. Even though I play it all the time. So it's gonna hit, but we just have to be careful with how many trees we cut and how we cut the trees. But we're gonna need a lot of wood, so we're gonna have to deal with it anyway. It's just not gonna make a whole lot of difference because we're gonna have to deal with it anyway. Hidden Seal. A broken ancient seal is hidden somewhere in the forest. To find it, you must first look for clues in the surrounding glades. Its mere presence in this land summons foul plagues upon your settlement during the storm. So we talked about this during the patch notes as well. So this effect means that we could get something as simple as a debuff to production speed, or maybe a chance to not produce during a production task, or gathering task, or any of those effects that we see as part of a normal game's effects can appear here, as well as things like a random danger or forbidden glade level event could spawn randomly in a claimed part of your base, or a populated or whatever part of your base. So this could be very interesting, or it could be very boring. Just depends on RNG. Beacon Tower, a blueprint given to you by the Queen herself. This powerful ancient structure will allow you to summon aid directly from the Citadel. So this works a little bit like a combination of things like the caravans you get, as well as the trader you get, but this actually gives you abilities, as far as I understand, at least from the patch notes, where you can maybe you can ward off hostility effects, or you can ward off some sort of effect, and that's to help counteract what goes on here with the hidden seal effect. So we'll see how that works. And then finally, we have overgrown vegetation. The flora in this region is bizarrely mutated. Overgrown trees with a lot more resource charges can be found in the forest. One of the cool things that I suspect is the case, I hope is the case, is that these overgrown trees have 20 charges instead of the normal 2 charges per tree. But I still think they count as one tree. So that means that they only count as one here, not, for example, 10, as they would count if you said, well, they have 10 times the charges, so they would count as 10 trees. I'd like to try and verify that, but as far as I can ascertain, they still just count as one tree. We also have a unique set of goods available from the trees as well as from the ground. It's kind of a combination of the one type of, or a couple of different types of trees from the coral forest, as well as maybe one of the trees from the marshlands, kind of combined into one here. But the sort of overarching theme here is some form of basically like death or decay or ill effects upon animal life, because you have meat coming from the trees. You also have sea marrow, which obviously implies some sort of a fossil, and then you have leather, which would be the hide of said animals. So you kind of have a combination that kind of leads you towards thinking that this biome has some serious death in the trees due to the effects of that that broken seal. And then on the ground we have clay and reeds and berries and mushrooms, roots, meat, insects, sea marrow, and copper ore. I think this is more than we normally see on the ground. And this is most everything, or probably about 2/3 of everything we normally would see. We're missing stone, notably, as well as coal, in terms of everything. We're also missing eggs and plant fiber. But we're making up for those things with other things. We're also missing... what else comes in the herbalist? I don't remember the other thing is in the herbalist camp. Forager, vegetables we're missing here from the forager's camp, and I'm really, really horrible at trying to remember how everything comes together. It's because I always have to look. But we're missing a few things, but a large number of things seem to come from the ground, which is interesting here. We could probably also read this too. Somewhere in this thick and dark forest, an ancient seal is hidden. Even the ancients, in all their might and glory, couldn't defeat the creatures slumbering below, so they just imprisoned them. Over millennia, their sinister power gradually seeped to the surface, infecting the fauna and flora of this region. Viceroys don't embark here to establish settlements or gain reputation. Their main goal is simply to find and close the seal. So that points us toward another one of the mechanics from the sealed forest, and that is that the reputation doesn't matter as far as winning the game goes. You have to close the seal. Reputation is good for getting blueprints. It's also good for knocking down impatience, but it doesn't help you win the game. So the length here of 14 doesn't really mean anything, except that I suspect it's even bad that it says it's required to win in its biome, because I don't think it is. I think if you only got to 6 and you managed to close that seal, you would still win this biome based on the patch notes as well as this description. So this kind of misleading, but I think it's this way because it's this way everywhere else. So they've not edited the description when you're looking at the sealed forest. But one thing I don't know, but I suspect is the case, is whether you can continue to gain reputation beyond 14 to help you continue to knock down the impatience, or once you get to 14, you stop, and impatience can keep going up forever after that. Which also then controls the amount of time that you can spend trying to close that seal, because eventually you're going to get to 14, and then the queen's going to get mad at you, because the queens always get mad at you. Now, so I'm interested to see how that plays out, and I've commented on that a little bit in the patch notes, and I've said a lot of this in the patch notes as well, but I think because this is a brand new thing, none of us have really seen this before unless you played on the test version, experimental version, or you or you've played it already yourself before you watch this episode here on the live version. You don't know any more about this than I do. So let's take a look at what we have for caravans here and get started on the thing. This is a longer intro than I normally do, but I think talking about this biome in specific, I think it's worth it. So this one is 10 plus 2, so 12 8 and 8. Then those, they all have 28 raw food, 28 cooked food in both of these, whereas they've got some amber. We have 14 oil here, 28 grain here, and then we just have the 2 people here. I think I'm still going to go with this because the usual rule of thumb is some people are better than no people, or fewer people. More people are better than fewer people, something like that. So we're going to take that, and I think we're also going to take this one. Because 3 people for 1 point is worth it, and we're going to spend all of our reserve points this time too. We could take a farm. We do get an average amount of fertile soil apparently in this biome, which kind of surprises me given the corrupt nature of the area, that there would still be fertile soil, but apparently we do. So we could take a building with us. The plantation is super cheap, but the plantation's also not super useful, potentially. We should get plenty of stuff to make cloth with, based on the leather here, as well as the reeds here. And then we're going to see berries on the ground, and the other things we can use the berries for. Mushrooms can be substituted in, as well as roots, I think, as well. And then meat can be used like in pie instead of berries. So I don't know that this is a great building here. In fact, I would rather take one of the other camps or one of the other farms. The herb garden could be really good here to get a good amount of baked goods. The farm also for the same reason. Plus it would give us vegetables, which we don't have access to here. We do have roots, but we don't have herbs. Herbs are really useful too for baked goods, so that could be very useful as well. So let's think about that. That means we'd still have 4 points to spend if we took that. This would be one place where I might say let's not do the 3 woodcutter strategy, except that we still need to cut down those trees. Like, we still need the wood, and yes, we could take some with us. But this is the equivalent of 21 trees, which means it's the equivalent of 2, just slightly over, or it may not be the equivalent of that many trees. At most, it's the equivalent of 21 trees, which means that at most, that's 2 charges of the hostility, which means that's 6 points, just over. So it's not that much, really. So I'm not that impressed or thrilled with that option. We could take some clay or some stone or some brick. The brick is better in this case because we don't have to craft it. So I think that's a good idea. We can also do the same with the fabric, but then we don't get to take any food. Given that we see both clay or we have to give this up. Maybe we do give this back up again. Let's put that back. I think we should take the fabric instead of taking the reeds here for the same reason. Because unless you're crafting them in a better recipe, it's a 3-to-1 ingredient to produced material. So not being able to craft them for the same amount of points is worth it. And then I think we could take a bit of food, and maybe we could take something else. Maybe we should take the planks, but then in that case, I should just take the wood, I think. Because again, that's 3-to-1, and that's really expensive compared to this. So maybe we should take that. No, we should take... Yeah, I think we should take the wood. The other option is to take something like oil. Actually, oil might be a really good idea. Oil or coal is a really good idea because a lot of the Glade events require you to use oil or coal to fix them, or to finish them, or to close them, or to deal with them. So I think the oil might be a good plan here. And then we spend our last 2 points on food, and the best options here are the ones you get 42 for 1 point, in my opinion, so we're going to go with it. And we are embarking upon an expedition to the sealed forest early. Our mere presence there will trigger the end of the cycle, regardless of how many years are left. We only have 1 chance to reforge the seal before the Blightstorm comes. Okay, let's do it. So we already read all these, so we have to look at them again. And we still get our array of effects based on our difficulty level and such. But we have Forgiving Crown. We gain 1 free Cornerstone reroll for every reputation point gained during the drizzle season. Looming Darkness, of course. Absorption. Blightrot cysts consume the storm's energy and become more resilient. Burning cyst takes 5 seconds longer. That shouldn't be too bad of a deal. especially because we're only on Viceroy. Insatiable hunger. Working in this environment requires a lot of energy. Villagers have a high chance of consuming twice the amount of food on each break. That's 10% for each hostility level. That's could be bad, could be okay, depending on how much food we end up being able to produce here. Nauseous spores. Villagers with the effect will take 200% longer breaks unless they are under the unless they have had their one service fulfilled in the cooldown. So that could be a problem, but really tripling their break time, not that huge of a deal potentially. And then Eerie Song. Villagers with this effect have a plus 5% chance of perishing every 15 seconds. Again, mitigated by a service. So hopefully we can keep ourselves under Hostility 5 for a while. Hopefully. We'll see. We have 6 humans, 3 beavers, and 6 foxes. I think it was 5 and 5 plus 2 plus 3 as far as our embarkation went. So we're in a pretty good state here. I think, yeah. Let's do our woodcutters first. Nope. Woodcutters. There we are. We'll start them out here, I think. And then we can move them around. These trees are phenomenal, by the way. Giant maw. That must be the large trees. Overgrown abyssal tree. Yeah, 20 charges. That is fantastic. It's like faces in the trees. That even leads more toward the the concept of this being like a death of a living something or other. All right, and then we can do some paths. We can also let them start working. Oops, I did that one wrong. Here, please. There. Here. Here. And back here. And we'll probably do our housing over there, like usual. Oh, we have a geyser here. We have fertile soil here. So we'll go in that direction first, I think. Yep. But I'm going to work this area over here, too, to, free up some space for housing. We have 3 beavers, so I'm going to give 1 per. I think we'll just do like that, one person each. And we'll just do, something like this, and just push right into that glade. But we'll also do a, not that way. We'll also do a good chunk of this area, so we can farm it. I'm going to give them this like that. And again, let me do beaver at the top one, just for argument's sake. And then this one here. Actually, let's do this maybe. So our hostility did not go up due to all the woodcutters, which is another good reason to have the 9 woodcutter strategy, the 3 woodcutters camp strategy, because it doesn't affect our hostility. And which means we don't have to pull our woodcutters out during storm either. Druid's hut, maybe, probably not. Clay pit could be interesting, but we get both of these things from the ground, so they shouldn't be necessary. Carpenter's probably the choice we should go with, because that'll make the best use of our wood, which means we don't have to cut as many trees. But the forager camp actually doesn't. Yeah, grain on the ground was the other thing that I missed. Only the roots in this biome, it's probably not necessary. So Carpenter's probably going to be my first pick, but we'll have to wait and see. I want to wait and see, as always, what our cornerstone choice is and what our first orders are. Because we do still get orders. After that's done, you all can come and build a crude workstation here. Probably a makeshift post as well, but I'm going to do the ring collector first. Click this way. There you go, Wally. There. Point them at the storage this time. We have... Ooh, good. One of our first new things here. This is a guidance stone. In every glade, or many glades, unclear, we'll find these, and they are pointing the direction of where the seal... something, I forgot the word. The Guardian is. So we're going to need to work our way this way. It's probably in that one. Because I doubt it's in a small glade, but it could be. But we're going to work our way this way after we open this glade up to get to that, to open up that farm, or at least get ready to open up that farm. Whether we do it or not is, I guess, up for grabs. But we'll see. Let's push this closer over there, and we can clear that copper, stormwater, sea marrow, and clay in here as well. Let's get the stonecutter's camp going there, and let's get the herbalist camp going for this one. I'll put it over here to get it started. All right, we have cornerstone. Trade negotiations. Trade routes are worth plus 1 more amber. Doesn't apply to routes already in progress. Scales along with the quantity of goods exported. So each tier is worth 1 more amber. Jorg's secret ingredient, 10 skewers for every 10 pickled goods. Well, we can make pickled goods once we get a vessel recipe. So we're going to have clay, so that pottery is probably a good choice, but also water skins we find with the leather that we're going to get from the trees. Barrels I probably won't make. Well, maybe. But if we get that cornerstone that says, hey, you get barrels when you make planks, then that we won't be making barrels directly, but we'd have barrels. This one could be interesting because we can make pickled goods even right now at the field kitchen, and that gives us extra free food for doing that, even though it's a crappy recipe at the field kitchen. So that's a maybe. Woodcutter's song, for every 20 felled trees, global resolve is increased by 3 for 120 seconds. This one's a tough choice. On one hand, I would say no, because we don't want to cut excessive amounts of trees. So we don't necessarily want this because we're not going to get that global resolve very often, because we may not want to cut very many trees because they increase hostility for every 10 trees we cut. On the other hand, this would mitigate the negative effects of that hostility gain by giving them more resolve. That's a tough choice, because I can see a big plus and a big minus for this one. In another biome, I would say this was great, because we're cutting trees all the time, except for maybe in the storm. That's the other good thing about this, is in this biome we'll be able to cut trees during the storm. We could control our tree cutting some, so where we're only cutting 20 trees every 120 seconds to take the best advantage of this. I suspect this stacks because they changed how these types of buffs work in the last update. So if you do more than 20 trees every 120 seconds, you get 3 and then 6 and then 9 resolve for the time when that applies. So prayer book, scouts work 10% faster on glade events for every firekeeper assigned to a hearth. That's automatically a 10% boost, and then the more hearths with firekeepers we have, it's 10% more. That's pretty good as well. Wow, this is tough. Let's see what we have for orders. Orders. 5 of those, or 13 Fox Resolve. I think we should do this one. Yeah, I think we should do that one, because we're going to get the Carpenter more than likely. Human Resolve this early, even if it's 7.5 minutes, it's a no for me. Open 4 glades, we're definitely going to do that. We have trade routes and packs. I should have actually waited to get these before I open that glade, but I never do. I'm dumb. 2 trade routes and give away 4 packs of crops. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Probably not. I think we should do this one. And then over here, have a harvester camp and a stonecutter camp. We're going to have those anyway, but give away 10 bricks. Get 15 clay, which means minimum 5 bricks, minimum 5 cloth, and 3 parts, or human resolve again to get some humans, some grain, and some parts. I think I'll do this one. Basically, we're trading 5 bricks for 5 cloth and getting 3 parts as a bonus. So I can live with that. I'm really wondering if the advantages of this outweigh the detriments of it. It's a tough decision for me. But scouts working events faster is a really good thing. A lot of the events have, like it's going to eat your food every however many seconds for as long as you're working the event, or we need to make something and save up something so that we can give it to the event, and so we're going to have to burn through some of that time window, and so we might need to rush the event a little bit. So I think I should do this one. And plus, we're going to get extra events because they're going to pop up randomly during the storms, probably. So here, I think we should do the carpenter. I think that's the best choice of all of them, by far. Supplier gives us another plank recipe, but also a flour recipe and a water skin recipe, both of which could be very useful here. Alternatively, we can go with the workshop that gives us all the 2-star manufactured goods. Or we could go with the leather worker, which gives us that water skin recipe, this time as a 3-star, as well as 2-star fabrics. Or we can go with the kiln. And the kiln's a tempting one here because it turns wood into coal at 3 stars, which is really, really efficient, obviously. But it also gives us bricks and jerky at 1 star. But the key thing here is that coal burns a lot longer in the fire. Even if you do the math on, well, 10 wood's going to burn for however long. 5 coal is going to burn for however long. And those numbers are, because I can never remember them, 14 seconds. So 10 wood's going to burn for 140 seconds. 5 coal is going to burn for 240 seconds. So not only is the kiln going to make us more efficient in terms of how long it takes us to burn through a unit of fuel, but it's also going to make us need to cut down less trees. So other than clearing space or making paths to get into glades or whatever, we may be able to cut down, pun intended, on the number of trees we cut down. So I think I'm going to go with the kiln, even though there are advantages to at least 2 of these other 3 buildings. Trapper's Camp could be really good here with meat and insects both on the ground. Forager Camp, we already ruled that one out. Plantation, we could have brought with us for 4 things. 4 embarkation points, we didn't. And wine at 3 stars would be good for actually for both of them, for the beavers and the foxes. But I think I'm going to go with the Trapper's Camp. So I didn't get a farm, and I didn't get another building material recipe, and I didn't get a flour recipe. I was offered all of them. I didn't take them. This can go with those, I think, probably primarily. I'm not going to turn the planks on here because I think we have enough. We'll go with clay here, limit that, and we'll turn off pipes for now. We're going to do the carpenter. Yeah, we have just enough planks for the carpenter. Let's do maybe right there. No, over here maybe. One of you, come over here and do a little bit of trimming, just those 3 trees. This can move. It doesn't need to stay here. I can go wherever. Up there. Let's get out of the way. Let's put somebody to work in here. I don't really care who. Fox needs to get to work in here. This will come down here. We don't have harpies, but we can still use that. And then this can come back over here and continue working on the tree clearing for the housing. Actually, let's do that. So they trim these first. And then let's put the carpenter right here, because I'm basing it around that building. The kilns, the beacon tower we got to deal with too. The kiln I saw, the trapper we won't build yet. The kiln I saw here, that needs to go right in there. And we're going to need to make some packs of building materials, so let's go ahead and also build the kiln's going to take some, okay, just bricks. Makeshift post. And that'll go here. Oh, you don't need to make anything? Well, then you can go pound sand. Let's start harvesting that clay, though. So you can go do clay instead. Or one of you people can go do clay. No tools and no packs of luxury goods right now. And we won't... Maybe we should put a beaver in here. Yeah, I think we should put a beaver in here. Let's pull the beaver out of here. Right there. And then we'll put them in here instead. And you can make planks till the foxes come home. And then we need a few workers here to build some of those, or some builders to build some of those. We'll build houses, I think, in this sort of section as well as in this area here. I think that makes the most sense. We don't have lizards to keep this fire burning nicely. Oh, we don't want bricks made here either. That was bad. We didn't put anything in there. Good. But it's fine because it's still a good recipe. So we'll put a human in there for right now. To get started on the coal, we have 28 coal right now. As soon as they get a little bit done, I think... well, I think we should raise this limit, by the way, to like 50. But I think then we'll toggle this to be burning coal. Actually, we can turn it on now. It's fine. Because we have the oil as a backup. Let's keep chopping. I'm just going to open this up nice. So I may even wait on this glade until we actually have a farm to use that field. Because why? Why open it for that reason if we're not going to use it for that reason? We need to build that harvester camp as well. It's no problem. There you are. We have 2 workers free. For building, I mean. Oops, that's not what I want. Let's do that. So they can keep building. We still need to house 9 more people, so we need 3 more houses. We also need to put up a park or similar type of building. First hostility from the trees being murdered. Did I go... I did go a little bit farther than I probably wanted to actually go. Let's not do anything outside of city limits. Let's do... that was this dinging, going past 1 to lower hostility again. Let's do a park right here. And we can keep moving this way with this one. Actually, you can join in that direction as well. And we can do one of these here. And you can move this way. Like that. Do I want to turn this in now? I think so. That'll give me another blueprint choice. Herbalist camp. It's better. Berries and mushrooms. Better than the last choice we had. I don't think we need the ranch. We're going to get plenty of meat. We should get a reasonable amount of leather. And we don't need the eggs if we have the others. So we have the meat or the bugs. So really, I mean, there's one other use for eggs that meat and bugs can't do, but I think we're okay without it. And I'm going to say no to the tool shop. The herbalist camp's not my first choice of building here. I could re-roll, but I'm always nervous about re-rolling because, I mean, we can use this. We can use the 2-star, probably, use the 2-star berries and mushrooms. I would really like a better farm. I'd really like a flour recipe, or I would really like another building material recipe, but I think I'm going to take the herbalist camp because it's the devil I know. Alright, let's do one more house in here. We need to get rid of one more tree then. Are you a 2 or a 12? You're a 2. Okay. There they go. One more house right here. Perfect. And we've already got that because this one auto-upgraded. I think we can go ahead and throw a human or a fox in here. We got one more house to build, but we can let that one get built with the last worker. I think that's fine. And we can open that glade whenever we feel like it. Which I'm probably going to do as soon as we get these trees that I have marked cut down. Because opening it during the storm is not a big deal. Because it's a small glade, and yeah. So we're going to probably want to dig a tunnel through all these trees. I mean, we could go around through the glades. Plague of mosquitoes. That was a nice new sound effect too, by the way. The ancient seal is crumbling, releasing a new plague every storm. Plague of mosquitoes. The sky turns black with a swarm of mosquitoes. Bitten villagers can't focus on work. Global production speed is 50% slower. That is not bad. We're not producing that much anyway. So that one's not bad. I think we can live with that for the 4 minutes. Remember, they're 4 minutes now. The storm is. And everybody's reasonably happy because hostility isn't as big of an effect because we haven't cut as many trees here. It's a nice little effect. I like it. All 3 beavers aren't housed. Okay, well, that's interesting. I love the music. It's awesome. Awesome sound. We should probably make those packs of building materials now. Not that much planks. You're just poking along at your planks. I used a bunch too in construction of things, but yeah. Well, how much do you have in storage actually? Okay, you have a few in storage. That music is awesome. I am very much enjoying that. That first track we heard. So the people have arrived, the newcomers. We're not going to take them yet. Even though they arrive early now, I want to wait and take them after the storm because more people means more hostility. But for this group, I'd like to take the beaver. The 2 amber is probably reasonable compared to this. I mean, the value of these things is not much. 34 and 58 is less than 1 amber, and that's 2 amber. So I think we'll take the beaver group. But while we're talking about amber, let's build a trading post. For now. We'll move it later, I think, out of the way. Here we have a small encampment, a copper, 2 copper, and some meat, some small meat. So we need to get that trapper going. Press the right buttons. We'll go there, that's fine. I could move that out of the way, but it's not really that worth it. And this is also telling us roughly the correct direction. So it's going to be in that glade. That's pretty certain. I'm just wondering if I should go through this one to get there. Probably should, or if I should just dig a tunnel straight there. And I'm going to leave these trees here, even though I would normally clear these, just because we don't need them. Or maybe we do, I don't know. But maybe we do. Yeah, we probably should actually clear them. We're gonna need trees. Still need wood. Gotta make planks, if nothing else. So I think I will just dig that tunnel straight through. I want to open this one up just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to be in that danger glade. This would be good to do as well. We could give them some of those, I guess. We don't have a... Well, we have a decent amount of food, I guess. I should probably build, by the way, the field kitchen, too. Maybe put that in here. I think this one's movable. It is. Okay. And Sahilda... Excuse me, Sahilda's here. This game is obsessed with the plantation this round. I don't know why. Woodcutters move faster. Probably not. Not that we can afford any of this, but... Well, you get the idea. +2 to flour production, or buildings have storage capacity increased. If I had the amber, I would take this. There's nothing that I'm really willing to part with in that enough quantity, I don't think, to make 11 amber. Because I would need 1.25 times the amount of that, so that's like 14 value of things. So that's like every one of these, which I don't want to part with, or half of these, which I don't really want to part with. So I think we're just going to pass on to Hilda. But we have a cornerstone. Secure perimeter. Securing the deadliest corners of the forest will make it a lot less terrifying. Every discovered forbidden glade lowers the hostility gain from dangerous glades by 6, and from small glades by 3. Well, this would be pretty awesome. How many forbidden glades do we have in this biome, by the way? 1 there. 2. 3. 4. 5. I believe that's the one we started with, so 5. None of them are really in the direction we're trying to head here. Except, well, that one is, because it's probably going to be this glade where the thing is, so we could go into that one. But that doesn't really help me much. I don't think. In my playstyle, anyway. Improvised tools. Discovering a glade during the storm grants 10 tools. Well, we can discover glades during the storm now. Because, well, it's not the best idea still. Market shift plan. Big strategic changes always come with an adjustment period. Every neighboring town offers +2 more trade routes, but no trader will arrive in your settlement until you complete at least 8 trade routes. Interesting. Or back to nature. An old forbidden ritual increases yields by 100% in all buildings that use fertile soil. We will lose all stored food. No. I don't like any of these. I'm going to re-roll. Frequent caravans. Your patience grows 30% slower for 180 seconds every time you finish a trade route. All buildings cost 40% less, but every newly discovered resource node is -5 now. There's no impatience penalty when villagers live or die. No, because impatience will grow 600% faster, starting from Drizzle Year 8. Probably not. Obsidian Runestone. Ancient Hearth resistant to corruption is increased by 500, but Blyrosts take more time to burn. I don't like these either. Let's do this one. Frequent caravans. Orders. I don't know if we'll see grain or not. So let's go with this one. Yeah, we'll go with this one. I could buy grain, I suppose. Burn 12 cysts, probably not going to happen, but 10 crops is a pain, but we'll do it anyway. Alright. Alright. Clear that. I wanted to put somebody in here. We need to take our group, by the way. The beaver group. That means I can put that beaver back in here, here, or here. I want to definitely assign somebody to dealing with this. We should do the fox because they work faster on those types of things. And I want the 2 people. Let's go. Clear that. And then we'll get somebody to work in here. Jesus. Packs of crops. Oh, jeez. Well, I'm not going to do that yet. Packs of provisions. Yeah, we could do meat provisions here in this town. And then building materials as well. I needed 5 building materials. And we'll leave it at 10 provisions, I guess. And I'll put somebody in there when I have more than 1 person free. i.e. when this is done. We're going to need 2 more houses. Also, so let's get that staged out because we have time. Okay, woodcutter's camp is bored again. Let's take out a few of these trees here just so we can work back here. But then I think I want to go this way. Like that. That. You can start that work. Maybe. There you are. Well, you 2 are finishing up over here. Actually, we could probably get this one close enough that it can help. Yeah. And let this one finish up over here. This goes up here. That was weird. There we go. Sealed is leaving. Okay. There goes hostility. You are now bored over here, so we'll leapfrog you up ahead, and this one as well, like that. There's like a train there. I'd like to put somebody in here too. That's done. Let's do... Oh, you're bored? Oh, we can fix that problem real fast. Sure. But I want you to start on those first. Priority 1 on those. Let's do a human here. We're going to make jerky out of whatever we can find with the coal. Because this is 5 to 1. And this is making it 2 to 1. So, burning 1 coal here is like burning 2. Or using 1 coal is like using 2 food. And we're using 1 coal is like using 5 wood. I said food. 5 wood here. So, but we can also use the sea marrow. The sea marrow's got a good advantage here. Here, and that it makes Glade event work speed faster. So if we need that, I would like to have some saved up for that. Where was I at? Oh, food kitchen. Porridge. We don't have the stuff for that yet. We'll turn that one off. Biscuits, we don't have the flour yet. Pickled goods, we don't have the vessels yet. So you can make some jerky in there. Who likes jerky, actually? Humans? Nobody cares about jerky, but they'll still eat it. They just don't get any benefits from it. So it's better than eating raw food because it counts toward happiness longer, I think. I think that's the rule, or the way that it works. How do we do this? These give eggs, leather as a side. Okay. Good. Oh, the minor keys. Oh, that's so good. The music. How's it going? 2, 4, and then you'll make 2 more. Okay. After that, I'll try and keep an eye on it so that they don't overproduce. Because it's not cheap right now. Good. More copper. Drizzle water thing and clay. Oh, we should probably put up the thing. Yeah, we should probably have done that a while ago. I forgot. Guys are pumped. There we are. Let's do it that way. And then we can do this one as well. And you're pointing directly at that one, and there's almost no mistake that it's got to be in there. We should also build that building, beacon tower. 3 by 3. Maybe here? Probably doesn't need to be anywhere near town. So maybe over here even. You guys are bored. We probably want to just trim trees. Where are we at with wood? 150? It's not a lot. Not a lot. And we're using it. So let's have one of you operate as if we're going to cut into this glade. Just a tunnel. Control so we don't go too deep. Don't want the Mines of Moria over here. That, and then we're just going to let a couple of you guys just do a little bit of trimming. But I think it's also time to pull one full set out. And close down one of these woodcutters. We don't need 9 people cutting wood anymore. So I'm going to swap in one of the beavers in here for another person. And we will go with 6 from now on. Try and balance out the speed and the performance and things. We ate all the planks. I actually might have wanted to put that beaver in there. It's okay. It's okay. That gives me people that can work elsewhere. So like if we get low on fabric, I can throw somebody in there. Or we want to crank out some more coal, I can throw another person in there. That kind of thing. Oops, not what I wanted to do really. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, Did I get all the way to there? No, I did. Okay. Actually, yeah, let's pull one of those beavers back out again and put them in here. Make planks. How are you doing? You've made 6. Good. We can turn that off, and you used up all the planks. Perfect. And just make me some of those provisions. Let's actually deliver these, because then we can turn this in if we wanted. Which I think we probably should to get another blueprint. There we go. Plus, a bonus to plank production is never a bad idea. Press. Oil. Not a great flour recipe, but it's a flour recipe. Skewers, copper bar, and ale. Pie coal and incense. Skewers, biscuits, and pigment. I think we should probably take the press. I don't like it, and frankly, we can't really make much in this yet, because we don't have any of those ingredients. But let's do it anyway. Let's keep a bunch of stuff to build that we can't afford to build yet. Too many planks needed. Luckily, this thing's pretty cheap. And is it free to move? Oh, well, it's free to move right now. Does it stay free to move? You stay free to move. These stay free to move. Yeah, I must stay free to move. That's good. I could push it away from town if I wanted to later. Plague of Malady. The Seal Ones have inflicted a mysterious disease on the settlement. Villagers take 50% longer rests and have a 100% higher chance of consuming twice as much food during a break. Again, not bad. Not bad at all. So far. That's done. This one's done too. I'm really interested in seeing what this has to offer. Let's look at our trades. We now have enough packs of provisions, or we want to turn this one in, which is probably the case. But look at them anyway. 196 and 2. That's not bad. We don't have that anyway. We don't have any of that. We don't have any of that. We don't have any of that. Clay. 140 and 1 isn't bad. We could give away that one. If we sold this, we wouldn't get a full amber for it. We would get 0.8 amber effectively for it. But that's still better than giving a pack of provisions with it, so we'll sit on it. We can always sell it later. 232 and 2, that's actually not bad either. And then clay here, 168 and 2, that's worse than this one. Yeah. I think I should do, like, one of these and one of these, because it's all the provisions we have right now. He's making more, but that's all we got right now. Or she, they are making more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's good. That's where I'd want to put a road at. Wood cutting. What do we want to do about wood cutting? You all can move down here. Still don't have a farm, so moving into this one doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I suppose we could just keep trimming. It's kind of boring too. We might want to get this one ready to go though. That would, because we may want to pop into this one. Let's do a control right in here. Just to say, hey, you know, open up some of this. Maybe not even that much. Maybe just a little bit right there. Like that. Because we might want to pop into that one too, just for more, you know, stuff. So, it's on pause again. Actually, you know what? I just looked at the time. Why don't we leave this one here? And in the next episode, we'll pick it up and we'll take a look at what we might want to do with these Just get random supplies. Let's look at these at the beginning of the next episode, more in depth, and then move beyond and see if we can take a look at what that seal looks like in the next episode as well. So, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.